Hello and welcome to my alternative channel, Anti-War. And today on Anti-War, we have a beer from Spoetzl Brewing in Shiner, Texas, and it is called TexHex Bruja's Brew. Now, Bruja's Brew, Bruja's Brew is the most recent offering from the TexHex IPA lineup. Now, there's a new one out, but I don't think it's in too many stores yet. So this is the current one, but be on the lookout. Probably by August, they'll have the new one on the shelves. On the shelves. Independent craft brewer, Shiner beer from Spoetzl Brewing, established in 1909. Cans. I don't know about the bottles. 7% alcohol, 60 bitterness units. So 7% alcohol, 60 bitterness units. Thick head of foam. Would you rather have gas here or here in your belly? I'd rather have it in the head of foam. It'll subside into the beer. So it gets pretty good ratings. I didn't love it on my main channel. I reviewed it, but I mean, hadn't been posted yet, I don't think. But it was, kind of okay. All right. Another one of these hazy, crazy IPAs, India Pale Ale brewed with cactus water. So it's flavored with cactus water, and the website says the allergen is prickly pear cactus. So you say, well, that's a flavored malt beverage. Yeah, it is, actually. And that's the thing these days in the world of IPA. It's flavored malt beverages, people. And if you have a problem with that, well, there are ways to get around it. You can buy the regular Torpedo Extra IPA. It's hard to find. You can buy New Belgium Imperial IPA or New Belgium, the New Belgium Voodoo Ranger Imperial, New Belgium Ranger IPA, the regular 7. So the 7 or 9, no flavors added. You can buy Goose Island IPA, no flavors added. Lagunitas IPA, no flavors added. Torpedo Hops Executioner IPA, no flavors added. Don't see it around here anymore. It got pulled from our shelves recently. Very troubling. But yeah, there are mass-produced, non-flavored IPAs out there. But if you just start grabbing at random, there's a good chance you're going to grab an IPA, an India Pale Ale with flavors added. What are the flavors? Cactus juice, in this case, prickly pear cactus. And it could just be like the new Abita Ride Share, 10% super duper extra ultimo universal domination imperial IPA, more or less 10%. It says natural flavors. So that could be what? Vanilla flavoring, some kind of fruit juice. We don't know because they don't say, so there's no use getting stressed out over what it is. It's like all these liquors now on the market. If you're into liquor, and I do the tastings and the taste challenges, you say it's a bourbon with natural flavors. Well, I want to know, what are the flavors? You might want to know, but you're not going to know because they're not going to tell you. So you can guess. I mean, if it smells kind of like vanilla and it tastes kind of like vanilla, It's probably vanilla extract, says natural flavors. So it's not artificial vanilla. I like some people do video reviews and they're like, that's fake, that's artificial. And I say, no, if it's natural flavoring, then it's not artificial, because if it was artificial flavoring, then it would be called artificial flavors. Is one healthier than the other? I don't know. I'm not a food scientist. I'm not the person to ask. But I can tell you they're not the same thing, because I read the Food and Drug Administration's description. So, if they were the same thing, it would just be called flavoring, no difference. There is a difference. Okay. Oh, anyway, it smells nice. I mean, I'm not in love with it, but it smells, okay. Taste. I mean, I'll compare this to a non-flavored IPA, so-called IPA. To me, American Strong Ale or even barley wine. I did a review this morning. It won't be posted for a while, but it was called, or it is called, still in production, only been on the market since January. It's called a Sierra Nevada Atomic Torpedo. But this is the new Atomic. It's not the one from last year or the year before. It's the new Atomic 9.2. And I ran across this, just ran across it. It's crazy. At a special store, it was 99 cents for this huge stovepipe can. True story. So I was like, this looks orange. What is this? And I start researching. Oh, they replaced it. They updated the, is that the right term? Updated. They changed it. They went from 8.2 50 IBUs to 9.2 50 IBUs. So I guess they're trying to compete with Beer Hug and Voodoo Ranger Imperial. Okay, fine. But it was really strong. It was like, it was giving me the shakes. Like, I don't think a beer is so pleasant when it gives you the creeps, like you say, I drink this beer. It's so strong. It gave me the creeps. Every time I sipped it, it made me like get the shakes. I was like, is that really good though? So this one is more pleasant than that, actually. And I only scored that one an 83. B. It was good, good. You could, the way I'm making the face, right? You're thinking that's B minus, marginally good. Yeah, it was kind of a struggle, but I thought the fair way to do it would be 83, because maybe I was too like thunderstruck by it. I couldn't give it a fair score, but I kept sipping on it, and thinking about it even later in the day. I kept it for that long, and I was like, I really think 83 is the fair score. So, and it could be controversial video, but I mean, I'm trying to be honest. I just think it's too much. Too much of a good thing is not always a good thing. And Atomic wasn't even really that good. So they took too much of a not that great thing. So Atomic was all right. It was nice. I mean, in its own non-awesome way. And you have an awesome beer called Torpedo Extra IPA, one of the great IPAs in this world. One of the great ones. Yeah, I mean, it's not that popular anymore because it's too authentic. It's too traditional. It's not what's on the scene today. It's not part of today's scene. You're like, my uncle drinks that kind of IPA. All right, I get that. But the ones I'm just talking about, they don't approach it in quality. No, I don't see it. Torpedo's like solid A all the way. It's like 95, 96, that. It's just like awesome. You get a 6-pack, every sip is like an adventure. Well, you get these kind of things, every sip is sort of like a challenge. Like you say, oh, I could drink it. It's not that bad, but it's like getting into that bad area. It's bitter. It's dang bitter. It's 60 IBUs and it's total 60. It's not like, well, yeah, the number is higher than the experience. No, the experience is kind of like higher than the number. So if you're not into bitter beers, this could chase you away. It's fruity. It's sort of hazy. It's sort of modern. Like I say, the prickly pear experience on it. So yeah, it's that. But it's pretty bitter. Or, but I'm enjoying it much more than the Sierra Nevada Atomic Torpedo Imperial 9.2. I mean, I drank, like I said, this afternoon. I drank earlier, a couple hours ago, 3 hours ago. It was like, yeah, enjoyable. But the Milwaukee's Best Light was much more enjoyable. So put that in your frame of reference. You know that is just what happened. It was a lot more pleasant product. And I know it's a lager, and that these are ales. People tell me that sometimes. It's a lager, and I say, really? I believe that. It says it on the can, lager. Thanks for the help. It's just funny the way they make the comment. Like, I know what that is. I don't get offended. I don't get angry. It's just funny. It's funny. Like funny how? Like, I'm here to amuse you. Funny like that. So I think that the Atomic Imperial, I wouldn't recommend going running out and finding it. I read a lot of reviews and they were saying the same thing I was saying. And that was backing me up because they were saying there weren't many video reviews. So it's hard to figure out that. So few. Uh, but the written reviews were very nice and they were saying, oh man, this stuff tastes like orange marmalade. Like they kept saying marmalade. And I said that in the video. I said apricot marmalade, but they were saying marmalade. I said, uh-huh. I said it, and they're saying it, and they were complaining that it was too heavy, harsh. I mean, they didn't say it gives you the willies, but they was just saying like it's, let's just like, why are they making this? There was that kind of. They were expressing the same experience to that I was expressing, which was not necessarily positive at all. They were, some of them in some cases, lower than mine, but I did give it an 83. Now this product here is much less abrasive, but not totally unabrasive. But it is the witch's brew, so it's probably got cattails and dog livers and tannis root in it and doggone mitral valve prolapse, all kind of stuff in it, But I mean, it's one of these limited time things. Not gonna be around in a year, so it's like a fling, a fling. No, you know what it really is like? It's like you went on a trip somewhere and you're never gonna go back, and you say, I got these photos. And people on Facebook are going to look at them. Well, they're not going to look at all 72 photos. They'll probably look at 3 of them. Give it a thumbs up or a heart caring emoji. And they'll be like, oh, I always wanted to go to Alaska. That's special. They'll do that. And so, but it's that kind of thing. It's like you went there, but you're never going back to Alaska. You're never really going to go back to Puerto Rico. But you took the photos and you went and you said, remember in Puerto Rico when we went to that nature preserve and they had that fox? We saw it. It was so cute. So it's kind of like this. It's like it's an experience, and then and in a year. You're never going to see it again, and then you're not going to miss it. You'll be like, yeah, it was good, even excellent. It had an excellence to it, but it wasn't memorable or something you say, oh, I got to go back to that. Now, Sierra Nevada, or ContraWise, Sierra Nevada has this new variety pack. It's like a throwback pack. All these old Sierra Nevada beers from 20 years ago, like Flipside and Rye IPA. You remember those. And those are really fantastic. But I hadn't seen that variety pack, so probably won't be able to get it. But some other people were reviewing it, and they were talking about, oh, yeah, this is like the deal. This is the deal. I said, yeah, for me, it's probably going to be the non-existent deal. But we're talking about memories there. Those are a little bit more substantial because those were on the market for a fairly good while. Well, maybe Flipside wasn't really on the market that long. And then didn't they have like a fall beer? Sierra Nevada had like a fall. It's like a red ale, a fall beer. And then there was yeah, they were putting out a lot of interesting things. And then everybody was excited. And then they were like, oh no, well, we're going to go on to hazy little. Well, no, they did the collaborations with the Oktoberfest beers. Then the Scamdemic hit, and that kind of got sidetracked. But I think they're trying to get back to like the good old days. The good old days, like Jefferson Starship said, are dead and gone. But they don't want to be the next anchor, so they're trying to work toward. So don't forget about us. We're not all just hazy little. Shiner TexHex. I see it up in Thurns. It might. Don't think I saw it at Walmart. They just have regular Shiner Bach. Saw it at. I think Winn-Dixie has it. I think, but their price is too high. I think they have it. Yeah. So high medium body, mostly dry finish. This thing could throw you back, though. I mean, you could hear me be like, I was going like, or like, I'm trying to cover up from going like, and it's bad because it's not that I'm saying, but it isn't really that. It's just like, it's kind of rickety, unbalanced. You know what I mean? Like, it's like sweet and fruity, and then there's this harsh bitterness, like, a cat scratching. That cat scratched me. You said she was lovable. And the person said, no, I said she was lovable to me. I didn't say she was lovable to anybody else. You put your face right there next to her, and she scratched. So it's that kind of thing. It's kind of controversial, kind of a controversial beer. But like I said earlier, it's a witch's brew. It's from a cauldron. It comes from a cauldron, and I have not talked to Kenneth Anger about it. I won't talk to him about it, but I did used to talk to a woman who she sort of met him once, and she said he was a real jerk. That was her comments. That guy was a real jerk. But she died. Cheers to you, Crystal. Coca Crystal. That was her nickname, Coca Crystal. Well, you can figure that out. Coca Crystal. But she was real friendly, though. She used to tell me all kinds of stories about her house, and it was leaking, and it was raining, and it was real old, and she was taking care of her sister's child, and it was really something, But anyway, But she was very friendly, asking me how you doing, how's your daughter doing, and all of that. So I felt bad, when she got really sick. But it's like an internet friend, like you don't know. It's like a pen pal, like you don't know the person, like you don't actually know them, but you talk to them, But they're very pleasant to be around. So anyway, I would recommend this, but be ready because the bitterness is pretty. I'm not going to say harsh, but it's present. It's pretty present, and I'm curious to see how my friend David's going to feel about it. So I have a can saved because I went to the other. This is the fifth, so I have the sixth saved. I'm going to bring it to him, or he'll come over here, and I'm curious to see what he thinks about it. I have mixed feelings about it, or like the Rolling Stones would say, I have mixed emotions about it. But I'm generally I'm hostile towards the whole style. Like I don't really care for the style, but I'm generally favorable towards the beer. Okay, so I would recommend it. Like, so you say, I want to check it out. Is it worth $10.99? I think it is. I think I wouldn't go over that, but I think it is that. I think it is. And Shiner's trying to get more adventurous. Like they used to do so many traditional styles: Schwartz beer, Kolsch, um, Wicked IPA, West Coast IPA, Wicked Ram, which was very good. By the way, they shouldn't have got rid of it, but I know the style went out. The style went out of style. They got their Bach, which is arguably a Bach. I would say not really, just a dark, mild lager. They got their regular beer, their light, and then they had their flavor series for the different seasons: prickly pear, ruby redbird, and they'll make like they made that trail mix beer, a trail mix beer. It's a real beer. It was made with trail mix. But I loved it, and I got a great deal on it at Dorgnex, $8.99 for a 6 pack, $8.99 bottles. So those are really nice. They make a pecan beer sometimes, and Shiner Oktoberfest beer. They make a holiday beer, Shiner holiday beer. So yeah, they kind of like keeping things going down there in Texas, where Anchor flopped, eventually flopped. Didn't flop quick. It took 50 something years, but they're going to keep it going, with their Christmas beers and their seasonals and all, and just kind of keep the tradition going. Abita probably is going to do the same thing in Louisiana with their annual Christmas beer, where they change the recipe every year, kind of like Anchor was doing um, with the Merry Christmas, Happy New Year, our special ale. Of course, we're all heartbroken to see that gone, but well, we couldn't do anything about it. So, all right, so final score. I'm not in love with it, but it holds my interest. And if a beer holds my interest, then it's in my booklet positive. Uh, is it that different from other hazy IPAs? Oh, I guess not really, but it doesn't have that lupulin powder. It's not like too overtly concocted. But I think it's very good. I would even go into excellent. But right now I'm going to score it. Mm, this is really difficult. And so don't hold me to it. Like if you come back to me later on the main channel and say, oh, well, remember in July 2023, you said it was I'll say, yeah, but I couldn't figure it out. I couldn't figure the beer out then. But I'm going to say A minus, 91 out of 100, 91 out of 100, like getting into excellent, like sort of getting into excellent, but confusing. Like I keep saying hey, I'm like going to go watch Alanis Morissette videos. But you know what I mean? Like I've got one hand in my pocket and the other one is flicking a cigarette. But I'm conflicted about it. So bear with me, and I'm trying to be fair with it. Mm, that aroma is better than the taste. All right. Anyway, so yeah, if I went through all of this for it, if you see it, yeah, you're probably gonna buy it. You'll be like, I gotta buy that. It's got a lot of interest level to it. It does actually. All right. So thank you for watching this video production on the anti-war channel. Now we'll jump back to the main channel.